What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios on a beautiful Thursday here in the Midwest. We got a great show lined up for you. What the Hell Thursdays has officially kicked off. Big problems in Big D. Micah Parsons. He says he wants to stay with the Cowboys, but hey, if you move on, fine with me. The WNBA. They say, hey, pay us what you owe us. Yeah, ladies, you don't want to go ahead and get this talking to, but I think it's one everybody needs to follow. Then, fresh off the Puffy trial, you got the real Puffy. A rapper by the name of Cash Out in Atlanta gets life in prison plus 70 years. We'll go ahead and talk about that, and then we'll round the bases with Vince McMahon. He has a flipper in his case with Janelle Brandt. We'll go ahead and dive into that, these stories and many more when we come back from a rap album. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studio. We pushing a new album this month. The Clips, Pusha T and Malice. Let God sort them out. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorite on the track is Chains and Whips with Kendrick Lamar, POV with Tyler the Creator, So Be It, Inglorious Bastards with Ab Lever, So Far Ahead with Pharrell Williams, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Chandeliers with Nas is probably one of the wildest tracks. I mean, just from the way the transition and the beats pick up, and Nas is always gonna bring the rhymes. I'm like, wow, the AR in the Saints mouth? Come on, bro. Again, we actively listen to hip hop around here. And by the grace of God, that one's heavy too. Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Pusha T and Malice in stores now. Yo, shout out to Pusha T and Malice. Let God Sort 'Em Out. We thought that was hot, so we just gonna go ahead and get into this. And I'm pulling rank right now because this is a conversation that has to be had. The math ain't mathing, people. The math ain't mathing. And like the great Loaded Lux, y'all gonna get this word. The WNBA, these ladies, they just come off a nice all-star game weekend for them. Hey, look, I like it. I enjoy it. One thing I didn't care for was the shirts that they had, pay us what you owe us. Come on, man. Like my favorite boxer, Gary Russell Jr. Stop this shit, shouty. The fact that they even are getting paid, that's an achievement. And I know people are getting ready to go ahead and be offended by this, but we getting ready to have an adult conversation. This year, the WNBA is set to lose $40 million. Yeah, not 40,000. Yeah, not 40. $40 million. They're going to lose $40 million. And now they have shirts saying, pay us what you owe us. Come on, man. Nobody should fix your mouth to say, pay us like you owe us, and y'all lost $40 million? And let's just play devil's advocate. If they're going to give you the money, where's it coming from? Where are you going to get the money? If you play devil's advocate, I just lost $40 million. You're talking about you want $254 million like LeBron with 80 of it guaranteed. I don't have that. I don't have it to give. And don't give me this whole kumbaya bullshit, because you got a lot of simps out here who quick to throw on their capes. Oh, these women, they doing the same job a man is doing. They doing it. Yes, they participate in the same activity. However, it's two different business models. What you're advocating for is socialism. Just because you play basketball and this other person plays basketball, irregardless of gender, you should be paid X. Okay. In a world that actually exists, I might go along with that. But in the world of business, addition and subtraction, That's just not possible. So let's be adults. If I have a business that keeps losing money and I'm doing good to keep the games on TV and make sure the checks don't bounce, where is the extra money coming from? That's it. Where's the extra money coming from? If I just lost 40 million, because the projected from Adam Silver was that they were going to lose 50 million. But they lost 40 million. And now the players are walking around with shirts, pay us what you owe us. Really? So let me guess, math is sexist. Yep, math is sexist. Addition and subtraction is somehow chauvinistic. I love basketball regardless of men and women, but I also know I have massive losses. I can't pay you what Kevin Durant makes. I can't pay you what Giannis Antetokounmpo makes. I can't pay you what Jalen Brunson is making because we're not bringing that kind of revenue in. And everybody needs to grow up and stop having this bullshit, infantile understanding of, hey, look, I only have so much money to spend, but because you do the same job LeBron does. Man, stop that. Stop that shit, shouty. Look, give me a quick rap album. We'll go ahead and get back on it. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the Absolute Studios. We pushing another rap album this month. Raekwon, The Emperor's New Clothes, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Berry Hill, Pomegranate is Wild with Inspector Debt. Ooh wee! Wu-Tang Killer Bees, my goodness. Then you got Wild Corsicans with Benny the Butcher coming. West Side Gun. You know I've been dying to do that. One Life, 600 School, the guy that plans it, the Heavies, the Amaretta with Nas. Enough said. It's like verbal intercourse on the first Raekwon album. Oh, Built for Cuban Links, which is a classic. My goodness. Deborah Nightwine, that's out there with Marsha Ambrose. She's highly talented and she don't get enough love. But yeah, that song is crazy. And Mac and Lobster with Ghostface Killer. The Emperor's New Clothes. Raekwon, in stores now. Yo, shout out to Raekwon doing this thing. Yo, shout out to Shaolin, Long Island, Wu-Tang Killer Bees. Yo, I think that Mac and Lobster, that also got Method Man in it. Yeah, that was hot. I love it. Keep dropping, fellas. Keep dropping. We left off on the other side of the content. We were talking about the delusional expectations of the WNBA. Like I said, I'm not going to do that. And Adam Silver, a man I detest and I have no respect for, he made a statement back in 2018 when he said, and I quote, the WNBA is losing $10 million annually. If you adjust for inflation, it's $12 million today. So where's the money coming from? And I know certain news outlets have drawn the distinction that Caitlin Clark, one of the female phenomenal superstars, she's only making $76,000. I think that's a good salary. I don't know where everybody else is in America, but I think that's a good salary. I think that's a good salary for athletes playing in a league that routinely loses millions every year. Again, I'm doing good keeping the lights on in the arena. I'm doing good in payroll overhead because not just the players, but I got to pay coaches, I got to pay assistant coaches, I got to pay trainers, I got to pay people who are talent developers. We also have to pay the people in the office, in the structure, and the hierarchy. We got to go ahead and pay their salaries also. You see how this thing starts to get a lot tight as you start to run down the list of what's really going on. The owners are frustrated because of the structure, the way it's set up, because they lose 25 million in charter flights. That's something that was put in the NBA bylaws and the players association agreements that, hey, look, we just entered into this 25 million annually. We got to pay for charter flights. So when you think about what's going on with the women's game, and trust me, this is somebody who likes to watch the game. However, I think when people start pushing narratives, they give you this BS fairy tale that, oh, these women are doing the same job as the men, so they need to be paid the same. They work in two different business models. And if you work for a company that routinely loses money, if you work for a company that's showing you annual losses, not in the hundreds, not in the thousands or the 10,000s, but the millions, just be happy the checks haven't bounced. I mean, that's not saying a lot. Yeah, I mean, in one retrospect, the game is growing from 102 million in 2019 to 200 million in 2023, but the losses are killing them. And just like we talked about the business model, the NBA, they own 60% of the WNBA team owners, only own 41% of that league. So the fight over reinvestment and subsidies are real, and that league that Adam Silver keeps telling you is losing money. As an owner, I only own 41% of this. So I have to share in that pain that we're losing millions. So I'm hesitant to reinvest in the team. I'm hesitant to reinvest in facilities. I don't want to go ahead and kick up the money for promo. What incentive for me as an owner do I get out of just losing money, keeping the doors open, cutting the lights on? Are we even sharing in concessions at this point? I'm the only person who's having this conversation because the rest of these dudes is sawed off whores. And I'm not a bad faith actor. I'm just being a realist. The expansion costs, the facility upgrades, and the promos that they cut, those are all factors attributing to the debt. The owners, they feel like they're getting ripped off because they don't get enough of the expansion fees of 250 million, because every team that comes into the W, they have to go ahead and kick up 250 million. This could be actually spread around the league. However, because the NBA is a majority owner of that company, they get all of the 250 million. And then they leave the other owners, the other 40% of the people out there who own 40% of those teams, they leave them to share in the losses and the pain. And it's just a conversation that needs to be had. Pay us what you owe us. It should be thank you for paying us. Thank you for keeping the lights on. Thank you for keeping ticket prices manageable. Thank you for making us take charter flights all over and not taking broken down coach buses from city to city. One is gratitude, one is entitlement. Not once have I said they don't deserve. Not once have I pointed to outliers, biology. Well, from a biology standpoint, I haven't said that they play 42 games less than the men. I haven't talked about them moving the three-point line in a little further and playing with a smaller ball. I've never said any of that. I'm looking at this from a financial perspective. Well, financial perspective. And this doesn't seem like it's too financially sound for people to get out here and talk about we're underpaid. And I honestly don't understand how is it that the W has been around. They've lost this money for years and decades. How are they squaring the books up? Because if I lost 10 million annually and this year I'm set to lose 40 million. Why is Chapter 7 not in? Why is it not a thing? Now, could Adam Silver, could he give them a little bit more control instead of a 60-40 deal? He could. Could we get a up or down clean, oh, this is what the WNBA makes, minus it, pull that away from what the NBA does and their growth and their outlook? That could be a thing. But right now, per his words and the projections and all the numbers that are out there, there's just not enough money. So ladies, I'm sorry. Pay us what you owe us. That's not going to work. At least not for me. If you have a different take on this, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern at App Stupid.